Hello there, this is Mark Smith with Family Tree Counseling Associates. This weekend I wrote the third chapter of my book on Narcissistic Abuse Syndrome, In the Eye of the Tiger, and I am currently having some technical difficulties getting it uploaded to the site, so it's not probably by the time this is uploaded, it will be available. But the chapter 3 is called 50 Traits of Narcissistic Abuse Syndrome Thriving. So it's been almost 11 months since my shattering, and I was going to write chapter 3 about when I met this woman and sort of walk through the early stages of torturous, painful relationship. But I just couldn't make myself sit down and write that, so I've been putting it off. But this week I just had a thought, an inspiration that said, talk about where you're at now after 11 months and talk about observations, insights, life-changing concepts that might be helpful to people about the process of recovery and how that works. So I'm going to share with you, I'm going to give you a little taste. I'm going to share 10 observations or traits of my particular narcissistic abuse syndrome thriving process. But to watch all 50, you need to download the video. It's going to be available for $4.95. So here's the 10. Number 1, the truth will set you free. The more truth that you can get into your mind and heart, the better off you're going to be. So watching YouTube videos is so life-changing, and reading books on narcissism and narcissistic abuse syndrome. You cannot get enough insight into your heart and into your brain. The more you understand it, the less cognitive dissonance you'll be suffering from, the less apt that this really wicked syndrome will destroy you. Number 2, it's interesting as you look back on interactions with cluster B people, some of their ugly rubs off. I was convinced by this woman that I was difficult to get along with and reactive and mean, and that was her. I'm surprised to have been getting feedback for 11 months that I'm actually kind and sweet and gentle and not reactive. Who knew? I didn't know. I thought I was mean, because when you have a rabid dog barking in your face, you have a tendency to bark back. And then you get sort of classified as being like these people, even if you're not like these people at all. And I honestly have been shocked to realize and get a lot of feedback from a lot of different directions that I'm nice. Number 3, when you do business with a cluster B person, a psychopath, a borderline, a narcissist, a histrionic, you haven't primarily been betrayed. You didn't start the relationship to begin with. It isn't like you have a real relationship, a real love connection. You might be married, and then you're betrayed by the person that you knew. You never knew the person. They were acting the whole time. You didn't know them. They were exploiting you. They were using you for some agenda. So it's more that we misperceived. We trusted a wolf in sheep's clothing. We trusted somebody who never should have been trusted. So It's all about improving our ability to perceive reality, perceive who people really are. The fourth one I want to go over is, if you have a narcissist in your life, or if you did, you are in great danger. You are in great danger to be killed, to end your own life, to be thrown in jail, to screw up your career, to lose your home, to lose your children. I mean, you are tangling with dangerous, 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 unloving, vicious people, and you don't know it. Number 5, when you get in recovery and this negative influence is out of your life and you don't have a parasite sucking from you, you can really work on your financial recovery. I used to have a saying on the mirror in the bathroom, and it says, life isn't about staying out of the rough. It's about digging out of the hole that you find yourself in now. And for many of us, we went through financial destruction, and what this recovery process will do for us if we grind it out and, do what's right, we'll be able to dig ourselves out of a financial hole and not jump back in it. My biggest financial problem is being involved with borderline women who, end up, my choosing ends up causing destruction in my life. Number 6, I got to tell you, folks, I really like working with you freshly shattered people. You're so sweet. And the beautiful thing is anybody with much training in this area can help you a lot. Stephen Covey said that if you want to help somebody quickly, change how they think. And that's the first order of business with many of my clients, is really helping them understand the nature of how physiological this syndrome is, get them really practicing a lot of self-care, and get them really working on themselves effectively. And so many of us, you know what we need? We need validation. We just die for a validation. And we're getting so much flack from so many different directions of people who don't have the foggiest clue what they're talking about. So I really enjoy working with you folks. It's such an honor to be a witness to your pain and to be able to guide you in the right direction. Number 7, one of the benefits of doing the work, having the insight, being shattered, is you learn to spot narcissists immediately. And I can spot them now. They're pretty obvious, most of them. I suppose some of the covert narcissists are harder to catch on to. But if your antenna is hooked up and your eyes are open, you'll see dangerous people about. Where are we at? Number 8 is, and I said this before on another video, I guess we're at number 7, is these cluster B people are clowns. They're just out and out clowns. They're immature, they're cartoon characters, they're babies, they're cowards. The power that they have over us is the power of the surprise attack. But if we didn't allow them to be close enough to surprise us, when we really get to know who they are, they're so unattractive. They're clowns. Okay, number 8. One thing I've noticed after 11 months of recovery is my home is much less haunted by the memories of the borderline. Number 9, I've heard this on several videos. I heard it, I believe, in that book, The Narcissist Next Door, that the number one health crisis in America today is narcissistic abuse syndrome. Talk about flying under the radar. There's this massive cluster of scary people who are clogging the prison systems and keeping people from being able to work and causing all sorts of medical problems and suicide and homicide, and it flies under the radar. And so many other more well-publicized disorders are a fraction of the danger and the cost of what you're dealing with here, when as many as 15% of the population can be people who are just causing untold financial and emotional just havoc. Number 9, one of the cool things about this shattering is it'll stomp the arrogance out of you. It comes at a price. Don't pray for humility. You might get stomped. And then the 10th one that I wanted to share with you is anybody who gets munched on and, destroyed by a narcissist has exhibited some codependent behavior. And one of my definitions of codependency is you're somebody who's in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong person for the wrong reasons. You're maybe there to rescue them. You're maybe there because you're being lied to. Really, you're there to work on your unresolved family of origin issues. But once you're shattered and you can heal emotionally, then you'll have the opportunity to be in the right place at the right time with right people for the right reasons. And that's pretty wonderful. I'm just starting to get a little bit of taste of that. So that's all I'm going to share with you. By the time I upload this, I think my other one will be uploaded, and you'll be able to watch it. And there's 40 other attributes of this recovery process. Many of you have seen me from shattered to now. And in 11 months, I've come a long way, and you can come a long way. It's just gaining insight, doing the work. We are sneaking up on 10,000 subscribers. We'll probably be at that point in a couple of weeks. And then we're sneaking up on 1 million views. We'll be at that by the end of next week. So exciting stuff. There's also 5 ebooks on my website, one about abandonment issues and one about shame and one about affair recovery. And there are 2 other videos. What I'm doing is I recognized in my current not completely healed condition that sitting down and writing, a 200-page book, I don't quite have the energy and focus, but I want to capture the urgency and the rawness of the pain. So I've written 2 chapters and then recorded them as really longer videos. The last one was 2 hours. This one I just recorded is 1 hour and 17 minutes. So I wrote chapter 3 today and then made a video that talked about these 50 attributes of my recovery process after 11 months. And I believe your recovery process will be very similar if you're, trudging along and doing the work. So chapter 1 and chapter 2 are available through our website, familytreecounseling.com. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. God bless.